The rules will have to be changed. We could start by democratizing the Bretton Woods institutions to make them more relevant, more responsive to contemporary realities. The global governance architecture has to be modified to reflect justice, fairness, and realism. The most recent United Nations Human Development Report completely ignored 10 small island developing states and left them unranked. Small islands have been asking for increased recognition for many years. The reality is that small islands are at real risk of falling between the cracks of the international development architecture. But we refuse just to disappear. We have a right to exist as nations. We speak eloquently of human rights. Indeed, some have appointed themselves as champions of human rights. This is all well and good. But what about our right to exist as a people, as a country, as a nation? When some make decisions or pursue obstinately principles to maintain their own economic targets and interests at the detriment of the wider community of nations, are they not creating conditions for whole nations to disappear from the face of the earth? Is that not another form of crime against humanity? Despite the challenges, we still believe that a corner can be turned. All economies can make huge gains by reducing dependence on fossil fuels. Small islands' vulnerability is in large part exacerbated by dependence on fossil fuels. Our next challenge in this transformation of our economy from one depending on fossil fuels to one which embraces more sustainable forms of energy, such as renewable energy. We are currently planning ourselves in our country, Seychelles, to put in place a number of wind turbines, and we are exploring a number of options for solar energy. Many other small developing countries are serious about tapping into alternative sources of energy, but we are hampered in our efforts by financial constraints and access to affordable finance. Investment in solar and other alternative sources of energy should be funded as a matter of priority by rich industrialized nations. With the money they have acquired through polluting and destroying the Earth's atmosphere, they could help smaller developing countries to implement those technologies. They should help address water constraints, stop the spread of deforestation, introduce clean energy, and as a result improve the daily life of our people and secure the survival and well-being of future generations. The Delhi Sustainable Development Summit is an example of the drive that can be generated from within the developing world. It should become the Davos of the developing world. In this summit, we can bridge the gap between promises and pledges and achievable action. We can overcome the inertia. We can drive sustainable development. We can address climate change without affecting the economies of the developing nations. India has achieved phenomenal growth in recent years, which is also driving the world economy. It has assumed the mantle of an economic giant with grace and humility. Seychelles is proud to be able to stand with India as it strides across these new frontiers. Renewable energy is the next frontier, which can transform the world economy. India has pioneered several innovations in renewable energy, water resources management, and sustainable agriculture, to name a few, and is today poised to sustain its growth potential through technologies and practices that are sustainable. In Delhi, we can sense the solution to climate change does not need to be a zero-sum game. We can sense that it does not need to be an ideological fight which pitches developed countries against developing countries. We sense that it does not need to be about big countries and small countries. It is about people. It is about humanity. It is about saving our planet, our only home. And we still hope and we still believe. I thank you.